So tonight we're going to attempt to continue to face my fears. And this one's a big one. I have been keeping a secret invertebrate for several months now. And it's one nobody ever thought I would get. And that's a tarantula. If you guys have been following me, you know that I would say there's one animal, one creature that I am terrified of. And that is spiders, arachnids, tarantulas. I'd like you to meet Spinderella.
Hi.
You can't really see well with the glare, but she is right there. Spinderella I got at the Capital District Reptile Expo back in the spring. Definitely a little on the smaller side. She's made herself plenty of holes everywhere. She likes to change it now and then. Fill her water dish up with dirt so much that I can't find it anymore and it's buried. So I did have this little enclosure stylized, but she can't tell because she remodeled. It wasn't good enough. So today we are moving Spinderella into her adult enclosure, her official enclosure, her display for educational programs from Tarantula Cribs. This is the last of my Tarantula Cribs that I have to put together from the ones they sent me for my education business. Now here's the problem. It's currently about 8:30, 9 o'clock at night. I have a huge event tomorrow that I was planning on bringing Spinderella to. Spinderella has never gone to an education program because I was waiting for Spinderella to be in her Tarantula Cribs display, and then I ran out of substrate when I was doing them all, so I had to order more substrate. That substrate's finally in, and here's the thing. I can set up the enclosure. I can feed Spinderella, I can water Spinderella, but to move Spinderella from this tank to the other one, that scares the bejesus out of me. So my boyfriend, God love him, offered to do the transfer for me once the other enclosure is set up. And so I've been waiting. The substrate came in yesterday and I was like, oh yeah, we'll do it, when Billy's off of work because he's working until about midnight. And then it clicked. I have that event tomorrow. I need Spinderella in her new display. So I've got to do it myself or wait until midnight when he gets home. So we're going to attempt to do this. We're going to put it together. And if I absolutely cannot move her because I'm going to poop myself, then maybe I'll have him move her tomorrow morning. I just really want to give her the night to settle into her new setup before taking her to the show with me tomorrow. So, Spinderella, we're gonna see what we can do. Because I have no intention of actually handling my tarantula, I was looking for one that would be a cool display animal because that's all I need a tarantula for. I need it for display. I'm not trying to handle it for shows or let kids handle it. So yeah, zebra tarantula is what I ended up with based off of what I was looking for. So here we have our Tarantula Cribs enclosure. We're doing this in my hallway kitchen area because the reptile room is a little messy right now. I don't have nice filming set up in there. So we are set up out here to do this. All right, please enjoy my professional looking setup out here in the hallway. So what we've got here is the large slider enclosure, 12 by 8 by 8. And by slider, I mean the top slides right off, slides back on with magnets to attach it in the back. Plenty of ventilation across the top and the sides, but not across the front and the back, so it's not going to disrupt your viewing. There's a nice Tarantula Cribs logo down here in the corner, and these stack. So I do have a second one that currently has my millipedes in it, but it will house my scorpion once he gets bigger. So they stack, which is super, super cool. We love stacking things. So we're gonna go ahead and get this lid off. This is such a professional video, I'm telling you what. And then for our substrate, we are using the Josh's Frogs bio bedding for tropical setups. I don't think I've ever used the Josh's Frogs bio bedding, so I'm very excited to try it. Now these tarantulas do like to dig and burrow, so I want to make sure that I'm providing a deep enough substrate to do that, which is why we went with this size enclosure. And actually, I'm gonna use the whole bag. Why not? Watch, I'm gonna do this and now I'm never gonna see her again. So now we're just gonna put some water in here. Well, that was not very much water. My camera died, so if this isn't a sign that I should not monkey with a tarantula tonight, I don't know what is. But we're gonna keep going with my phone because this has to happen. We gotta do it. We gotta be brave. We're moving on. So we're gonna add in the water. And give it a little mixy mix, make sure that the liquids are well distributed. And at this point, this is where I'm going to pour in some springtails. And then we gotta make it look pretty. So we're gonna put in some moss so that we have a pop of color, also to help with humidity. And then y'all already know my favorite part, the leaf litter. And then for the finishing touch, we have a little round cork bark tunnel here that I actually stole from my Ackie monitor because he doesn't use it. And I really wanted a cork round for the tarantula, and all I have are big ones. So this actually fits perfectly. My hope is that providing a hide that like looks out into the front, maybe he'll use it as opposed to like burrowing and hiding so that nobody ever sees him. Maybe he'll use this and then people can just see him in his hide, and then we'll know exactly where he is. So I'm gonna bury the back end because then he'll be further from the lid and he'll scare me less. But then it's kind of like a little tunnel burrowing down into the dirt. There, beautiful. And then we'll just cover the back end with dirt. And voila, our tarantula enclosure is complete. I feel like I need something else over here, but we don't have to worry about that tonight. I can always add more later, but at least it's set up for tomorrow. So now's the part I'm dreading, where we have to move Spinderella. Now here's why this is so scary. Spinderella is so fast. So I'm already scared of tarantulas, and I have a fast tarantula that doesn't want anything to do with me. So I need to get tarantula from point A to point B without losing tarantula, having hairs thrown at me, tarantula jumping out. He tells me we might end up waiting until Billy gets home. But we're gonna try, because we're strong, independent women. So we're gonna give this a try and see what happens. I've got this enclosure ready to go. I got a cup and a spoon that I think I'm gonna try to get him into the cup. This is what I did with my scorpion. My scorpion's also smaller. You know what I should do? I should put like a mealworm in this cup, because then maybe he'll be more likely to like just climb into the cup. Let's give that a try. Okay, I've got a worm in the cup now. I have a feeling so many people are gonna be laughing at me in the comments and being like, you're ridiculous. And I'm gonna be like, honestly, I know, this cup isn't gonna fit in here. I am terrified. Just climb into the cup, please. Ah, okay, so we have a tarantula in the cup, but said tarantula turned around and like picked its legs up at me, which I've never seen her do, and that is terrifying. So she's in the cup. We made some progress. She has yet to realize that there's a worm in the cup. So maybe when she realizes there's a worm and she turns around, I can snag her. So it's actually very easy to get her into the cup. There with my hair. She really didn't move much. When I put the cup in, she kind of hunkered into her hole, and then I tapped her on the butt with a spoon and she just kind of like slowly crawled into the cup. It is the slowest I have seen this tarantula ever move. So that was comforting. But then she turned around and was just like, so yeah. Ah, no, she left the cup. So my brother's friend, who's also a tarantula keeper, lives down the road, and I was actually gonna come have him do this, but then Billy offered. But Billy's not working today. So that's my issue. Maybe I'll text him. Is it too late to text him? Oh my God, it's only 9 o'clock. Maybe he'll come do this for me. So I think he just realized that there's a worm in there because he just started crawling back into the cup. Okay, so Spinderella is still mad at me, still not in the cup, but my brother's friend gets off work at 10, so he is going to stop by here after work and move him for me. So we're gonna be on pause for the next 45 minutes, but at least the enclosure is set up, and I know that by the end of the night, Spinderella will be in his new home. And I just wanna put out a disclaimer. If I really, really had to do this, I would figure it out and I would do it. But I know that I've got a tarantula keeper that lives down the road from me. So why am I going to stress both of us out when I could just have him come do it.
1 hour later.
I'm used to the ones I have, they like to bolt rather than defend, so I see them like...
Normally he does. He like runs everywhere, but he turned around and he was like, yeet.
Trying to see what his mood is. Oh, hello there.
Angry. Oh, there goes the worm.
Just trying to...
Do you want me to take this lid off for you?
Oh, sure.
That way it's ready to go.
Yeah, let me just...
It's the slowest I've seen him move. He's not so scary if he moves like that.
Yeah, I like the paintbrushes
Mm-hmm.
because they, I don't know, they don't react as hard. I'm going to say that and I'm going to jinx myself.
I'm going to say I've heard paintbrushes for moving them. So that's why I tried to get some at the dollar store, but they were all like really hard, crispy paintbrushes. Like they were crap.
Being very stubborn now. Slow and steady wins the race, I guess.
Oh, you are very brave. Wow, you made that look easy. Oh, I'm looking at him.
There.
Yay! Thank you. So he came over with his cup and his paintbrush, and he did it in like a minute. And I was like, probably the easiest tarantula you've ever moved, am I right? He goes, yeah. Listen, I'm new to tarantulas. It's gonna happen. Eventually I will get the hang of it. But for now, this late at night, we just need to get it done. So this is the new setup. He looks so little now in here. In here, he looked decent sized. In here, he looks so little. And I can't wait to see him move around. And I really like how he looks. Excuse you! I really like how he looks against the green moss. It really makes his stripes pop, which is super nice. If I can slide this open to get a better look at him. Hi, Spender. Okay, bye, Spender. So I'm gonna let him settle in. Maybe give him a snack, and we're done. So huge thank you to Tarantula Cribs once again for being a sponsor of my education business and sending me some displays for my invertebrates so that we can look more professional at our events. And that was the final one, was the tarantula. So we are done. All the inverts are in their setups. We're good to go. And I can't wait to start using my tarantula finally after all these months. Oh, I missed him moving, but he's headed towards his cork tunnel, which is very exciting. I love seeing animals use the enrichment I give them.